Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy 4th of July to our friends in the United States. I do hope you're enjoying a glorious day of fun and excitement or relaxation, whatever the day means to you. I hope that it brings you some love, light, and joy. I'm talking a little bit. Oh, hello there, everybody coming in. Happy 4th of July. Yes. I had a wonderful Canada Day long weekend. It was absolutely glorious. A little bit of a mixed bag of everything for me, from relaxing to fun, to some chores and some purging of stuff. It's been a glorious couple days here for me. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Excuse me. I'm talking a little bit about the energy update for the next week and a bit. There's some interesting energy coming in, and I had a glorious meditation, very interesting meditation today, and I'm going to get to all of that in just a few moments. We had a big full moon last night, big full super moon, buck moon brought us in some energy. I'm just curious if any of you had trouble sleeping last night. I found the energy very intense, and I found that sleep was a little bit restless energetically. There's Dan. Oh, hello there, Dan. Hey, everyone. I've missed these lives for a while now. I'm so glad to have caught this one again. Hope everyone is doing well. Good to see you. Join us again today, Dan, and all of you that are coming in. Some restless energy last night. I'll be honest. I did get up and did some early morning channeling. I felt just this restlessness that has come in. And when I leaned into it, at first I thought, oh, restless energy, oh, restless energy. And then I kind of calmed myself a bit and tapped into it a little bit deeper. And yes, it is restless, but it's restless in a very unique way. Probably a restlessness that I haven't felt before energetically. And I kind of leaned in there, and I went a little bit deeper into feeling that. And this restlessness that is coming is bringing in some great awareness that got me very excited. The one thing that I want to talk to you about the month of July being very important with is your manifestations. I feel this energy bringing in a lot of our manifestations, and that needs to be looked at from both angles of of manifesting. The manifesting that we're doing for the things that we want, but also the manifesting that we kind of do that we don't really want. So our thoughts and our fears and our worries. I really felt that that needed to be cleaned up for the month of July, because the manifestations were coming in from both directions for me. So things that we want and things that we don't want. There seemed to be this accelerating pickup of things coming in at us. And I sat there and I said to Spirit, what is this? Like, what's, like, why so much of it going on? And one thing that we've been kind of working on with our own spiritual growth is just kind of knowing what we want and knowing what we don't want, and being able to come into that alignment in order to push us into the directions that we want to go. There's a lot of change coming our way, and we're just kind of focusing in on where we want to go, and kind of coming into that alignment with, yes, I want this. Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. And the whole, there's a lot of choice and free will here in our journey. And this whole piece is kind of coming in at us in the month of July with just kind of clear this up and kind of pushing us into that. But I needed to really be aware of both aspects of the manifesting, the things that we want and the things that we don't want. I've been talking a lot about 2023 being a big year for spiritual growth, and that is being turned up now. As we navigate through the halfway points of the year, it's being turned up. And as okay, so you're growing, are you going to stand in that? And I think that as we navigate through more of July, and as we go through our vacation times and gaining clarity, what we want, where we want to go, the Spirit's been saying, let's turn it up now, stepping into that space of personal power, stepping into that space of knowing what I want, knowing what I don't want, really being able to stand and stand in our truth, and being able to speak it, and to lean in there with supportive communities. I feel it getting louder this month, and I really felt the volume get turned up. Now, while I was sat in meditation, I got distracted by a buffalo. I had this buffalo just literally go walking through my meditation, and I at first I just acknowledged it, and then the buffalo walked back again through my meditation, and I thought, okay, I see you, and I looked up the buffalo when I was finished my meditation in my spirit animal book, and I'll just read it to you. Again, I always use the Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals by Dr. Stephen Farmer. So when I looked it up, it was very interesting. Is trust that you'll always have whatever you need. Focus on being appreciative and grateful for all that you have. Clear out any surplus goods and recycle those items. Have faith in the natural abundance of life. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and instead be aware of the extraordinary number of resources you have available. Expand your interests by trying a new hobby, recreation, sport, or activity. Expect a miracle and keep the faith. A period of calm and peacefulness is upon you, one that you can pass along in your contact with others. Your spirituality will increase in leaps and bounds. You're a contributor to a new era that's being ushered in, one of peace, harmony for all people. So, just to review a little bit, when I do my channeling, I do it for the collective. So I do it for, for all of us. What do we all need to know? What do we all need to kind of tap in? And I understood why that buffalo walked through. It was literally like do, 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 do. I understood it when I looked it up. I was fascinated because so much of what I've been talking about over the last several weeks was in a couple little paragraphs here in the Pocket Guidebook. One thing that that I've been talking about a lot is your spirituality will now increase in leaps and bounds. That comes into everything that I've talked about with standing in your personal power, speaking your truth, coming into that alignment, to kind of looking at what you've been manifesting, cleaning all that up. We're coming into a great era of spiritual growth and peace and harmony for all people. And I took a big breath and I felt myself get a little bit teary. And because I think we've all been kind of working towards that, rather it be our own inner peace, our own peace within our social circles, our family. Collectively, we've been kind of leaning into that, and the physical world has been quite chaotic for the last couple of years, and I think a lot of us are feeling that lack of peace and that lack of harmony, and I think that we are pulling it all together. And Spirit said to me, now you have to see it. Now you have to put your focus there on the spaces that do hold that. There are so many spaces that do hold peace and harmony, and it's time to kind of lean in there a little bit more and a little bit more collectively. The other thing that really struck a chord with me was the first line of all this. Trust that you'll always have whatever you need. That is that is a big piece of the manifesting. When we kind of navigate through manifesting, and this comes up for a lot of people, including myself, it's, I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. I want to do it now. I want to do it now. And we do struggle with that trust and that alignment and, giving it to the universe and just waiting for it to come in when it's meant to come to us. We do struggle in that. So that again made a lot of sense for me. Gratitude always makes sense for me because it did talk about that. Expanding our interests. I think sometimes we do spend, a little bit too much time, kind of keeping ourselves in that space, in that box of, everything's good, keeping ourselves in that space, expanding our interests. I always say I'll try anything once, twice if I like it. And I think that, we don't have to like every single experience that we go out and kind of navigate through, but sometimes we do have a big aha moment where there's a piece of us that connects to something that we didn't even think about before. Like we didn't even realize that, learning something new or trying something new, there's a lot of expansiveness in just trying different things. And I think that this month we're going to be pushed out of that, pushed out of that space of the same old or just navigating through. And I think I'm even going to just add a little bit more spice in to how I'm channeling, how I'm doing it. I'm going to try a few different things and see if it helps me grow with in a new direction with channeling. And if it doesn't, that's okay. If I come on one morning and say I got nothing, I tried something new and I got nothing, being okay with that, with it worked great, it didn't work great. I feel July is going to bring us into a lot of that space of newness, of trying, whether it be energy or just something very simple, whether it were just changing it up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let's tackle a few questions here. Good to see everybody. Dan's been starting a new hobby. There we go. It's been fun getting into new things. I saw Maruna says, I saw a horse in my coffee mug. What does it mean? I asked my spirit guides to give a sign. I just happen to have my spirit animal book. So let's just look up what the horse means. Now, remember, the entire paragraph does not have to resonate 100%. If bits and pieces do great, but the horse symbolizes you're about to embark on an unexpected adventure and you will have to move very quickly once it's initiated. It's time to free yourself from those physical and emotional constricting aspects of your life. You need to call upon reserves of stamina and strength to get through an ordeal. You're much more powerful than you think you are. This situation requires strong warrior energy balanced with sensitivity, patience, and compassion. Teamwork with your family, friends, or community is important right now. So I hope that that resonates there for you, Maruna, a piece of it or two, or a line of it or two. Dan, again, he's been trying new things. I've discovered that overthinking and planning something to death before starting it also gets in the way of fun of a new thing. 100%, Dan. You know, the whole go with the flow, the whole simply allowing. There are so many things that are out of our control anyway, and to be able to come more, more fluid, more relaxed with it, just more allowing. And it comes back down to, I think I talked about it on my last live, or maybe it was on Facebook. I was on Facebook Live over the weekend. Is this whole allowing of stop paddling upstream, stop trying to fight the current. When you allow yourself to go with the flow, it's much easier to have that movement. It's much more easier to have that allowing. What we do as humans is we get in because we have an expectation that everything needs to go smoothly all the time. In order for us to be successful, we're afraid to trip and fall. There's this whole space of, what if it doesn't work out? What if I don't like it? And when we just kind of take all that away and just go in with it, I'm going to have this experience. I'm going to have this experience. And, sometimes, we just have to shrug it off and just simply say, well, that didn't really work out, but this is what I learned. This is what I noticed. When we get into that space, we just kind of stick with the whole downflow space with that. I've worked really hard over the last several years to kind of really pull that into alignment. Even when I don't understand, I try to remember I don't want to paddle against resistance. I just want to allow myself where I need to go. It's interesting. I've never really chosen a spirit animal, or should I say one hasn't apparently chosen me. Is it something self-elected, or is there a way I can find out? Dan, so spirit animals do change. We don't have, we can't have one that stays with us for a lifetime, but they do change. With the spirit animal pocketbook that I use, quite often our spirit guides will send us messages in the form of animals. So for example, if you see an animal that you're either pulled to, or you keep seeing, and let's just say, for an example, it's really odd, I'm seeing all these squirrels around me lately. Then I look it up. And so sometimes the messages from animals, or if you're seeing, oh, it's really interesting, that's the third eagle I've seen today, or the third eagle I've seen this week. Why am I seeing that? That's when I tend to look them up. So because sometimes the messages will come in the form of an animal. When it comes to our spirit animals, we can either get them in a dream, we can just suddenly have a knowing, we can, just kind of lean into, I'm seeing this animal all the time. And they have the most profound ways of coming to us. And I just say, simply trust it. Just simply trust it, and look them up. You can look them up online. I'm a little bit of an old fashioned, and so I do keep my animal guide book. Dan, what I'll do for you is I'm just going to simply ask what it is that you need to hear. And I'm just going to simply I'll just kind of look away, and I'm just going to allow the book to fall where it comes. So the cockatoo is what I opened up. So funny, I mentioned a bird. Let go of your agenda and do something spontaneous and out of the ordinary. Do something special to demonstrate your love and care for your mate or one of your closest friends. You're about to embark on an important learning process, whether through formal education or self-study, which will require your dedication and perseverance, and yet be very stimulating and fulfilling. Bolster your self-esteem by refusing to demean, put down, or criticize yourself for at least one full day. That's interesting. The lover you're with is a keeper and will be responsible and affectionate mate. That includes one for yourself. This is a long one. This period of chaos and uncertainty that you're going through will soon be over. So be patient. as it will soon pass. If you're thinking about traveling, this is a good time for you. You're just about completed these difficult changes, and you're about to launch a new beginning. Be as clear and concise in your communication as possible. So, Dan, I'm curious if that resonates there with you. And this is something that you can simply do, just like an oracle card. You can just simply ask, just like I did for you, Dan. I just simply asked what Dan needed to know, or what do I need to know, and I just simply stopped when I felt pulled to. And so yeah, wow, a great challenge. Yeah, so it must resonate with you. So you don't necessarily have to get focused on what spirit animals mind or what spirit guides mind. Just simply get into the habit of asking, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? Very similar to drawing an oracle card for yourself. I really resonate with animals, so I love asking my spirit animal book what I need to know. Dan, well, this all sounds very interesting and resonated very well in most aspects of what you read. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. And again, the entire page does not have to resonate with you. If most of it does, or if you feel pulled to most of it, and if something doesn't resonate with me, I always just make note, because it may be something that's coming up for me. So if it doesn't resonate with me, I'll just make a note, and then usually at some point I'll be like, aha, now I understand that. So it does help in that way as well. Does anybody else want me? I have a few extra minutes here this morning. If anybody else wants me to pull a spirit animal for them, let me know. Or you can, after the live, you can do it yourself as well. If you have the book, or if you just want to ask me here, I'm happy to. Okay, so Joycelyn, yes, please. So I'm just simply going to ask what Joycelyn needs to know. I just like to kind of turn my head away so that I'm completely. So I got the caribou here. Whoops. Caribou. This is a time for you to act with resolve. So make a decision, stick with it, and take the appropriate action. The long emotional and spiritual trek you've been on is about to conclude, and once it does, you'll reap the rewards, benefits, and pleasures of having done it. There's something bugging you, and you need to address whatever it is, and either try to change it, get away from it, or surrender it. There is solidarity amongst the people you know and trust, which is something your soul is yearning for at this time. So indulge yourself and seek out these folks. Although your journey may seem rather lengthy, as long as you seek the support you need, you will succeed. So there you go. That is for you. Let's see who else I need to. So Romina, is there something I should hear this morning? So Romina, I will do you. What does she need to hear? I stopped at the B. It's time to get organized and get to work on that idea that you want to implement and develop. Approach your projects with commitment, diligence, and dedication, and you'll succeed beyond your wildest expectations. Involve several others in a cooperative and life affirming venture, one in which everyone who participates will benefit, and if possible, one that involves your entire community. Take the time to appreciate and enjoy the sweetness of life. This is a very fertile time for you physically and creatively, one where you can bring your ideas to fruition. This is a very productive cycle for you, so stay with whatever you're working on, and there will be a favorable outcome. There you go. That's for you, Romina. You're very welcome. Let's see here. Is it Castle of the Skies? I like that. I like that. It's very nice. So, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? I stopped at the Falcon. Before making a decision, step back from it and consider it from a broader perspective. There's an opportunity before you. However, be patient and trust your instinct to know when the time is right and act on it. Pay close attention to the natural rhythms of your body and your surroundings and see what this can teach you. Whatever choice you make at this time, once you've made it, commit to it fully and take the plunge. Ooh, those leaps of faith ones. They can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, and I think that is a beautiful message there for you. Let's see if anybody else wants one. Glenda, I'll do a spirit animal for you as well. And then we'll take a few more. You guys really like the spirit animal ones and the spirit guide lives that I do. I've noticed that. Flamingo. So we got the flamingo. Avoid loud, noisy events and any chaotic or frenzied situations. Be ruthlessly honest with yourself as you check in and see if you're following your inner truth. Significantly increase the amount of vegetables in your diet that contain beta carotene, such as carrots, broccoli, and spinach, before taking action on the question before you. Balance the information you're getting physically or intuitively by thinking it through carefully and logically. You've been isolating yourself for too long, so it's time now to seek out the company and compassion of others. Very nice. Very nice. I love that. See where else I need to go. Rothwell Brown Productions. Okay, so I'm just going to ask, what do you need to know? And I just stop when I feel pulled to. The vulture. In spite of the desire circumstances you find yourself in or the losses you've sustained, you'll eventually discover the gifts in these experiences that may not immediately be apparent. That's an interesting one. It's time to clean up the clutter or messes that you find around yourself. Develop new and creative solutions to those problems that you or others would prefer to ignore. You'll find that your tastes, cravings, and possibly your entire diet will soon change. So pay close attention to your body's response when you eat certain foods. It's time to take all those material items that no longer serve a purpose and either recycle them or get rid of them. You'll find a renewed sense of vitality and enthusiasm about your life. In the morning, take a few moments to greet the sun by standing with your arms out and welcoming the gesture. This is a good time to retreat and to enter into a period of solitude and meditation. You'll find yourself being more visually perspective and on point of seeing auras around you, others around you. It's a good opportunity to sort out and eliminate what doesn't smell right in your life. So there's a lot of intuitive stuff there too as well. Nisa, I think I saw you that you wanted me to do one for you. So let's just see where we need to go there. The crane, excuse me. Do what you need to do to bring greater balance into your life. This is a time of great abundance and plentitude, one in which you won't want for anything. Ooh, some abundance there coming for you. You got to love those. A portal has opened that allows you glimpses of the future without fear or trepidation. Maintain a relaxed vigilance at this time, paying close attention to signs and omens. It's time to revive and restore that hobby or recreational interest you once enjoyed. Wow, there's some great messages out there this morning for you all. You are all very, very welcome. Dan, you know, it's funny you pulled the cockatoo for me being Australian. Dan, that is funny. That is funny. And for those of you who got cards this morning, you're also welcome to look them up a little bit, deeper. You can just Google the meaning of that specific spirit animal, and see what else there is. There's you can get quite in-depth messages from them and the meanings of them. Always take what resonates. Always just kind of acknowledge. I always say to spirit, I'll take note. It doesn't make sense right now, but I will take note of that. And I think that that's really important. That we because sometimes we will get a bit of a heads up, right? Even with your own intuition, if something doesn't feel right and you can't quite, put your finger on as to what's up energetically, just take note. And that's one thing that I will do all the time. I'll simply say to spirit, noted. Noted. And I'll understand it later. We spend a lot of time wanting to know right now. I want to know right now. I want to know right now. Just take note. Energy is very powerful. Sometimes we just need to acknowledge it and it will make sense later. I do hope you enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me here this morning. It's always a lot of fun to join you guys. Not sure what this rest of the week's going to bring for me. It's a little bit of holiday time here this week. So I've got my family home, which is a beautiful thing. And I may take off on an adventure or two. So I'm not quite sure when I'll be on again this week. I'll do my best to get here though. So I do hope you all have a wonderful week. A wonderful day. For those of you celebrating the 4th of July, enjoy some time. And I'll see you soon. As always, love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care, everybody. Good to see you all.